What's going on, YouTube? Listen up, young elder gang. This is Dr. Michael Jones, back at you with another banger. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video, fam. I hope this video get at least 100,000 likes. In this video, you will find history, definitions, scripture, information, and best of all, what we Americans have been deprived of from the beginning, the truth. Keep in mind, this content used in this video is intended for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only. We will give you the total truth as we best understand it today. Be sure to hit that like button, young elder gang. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that bell and don't forget to check back with us every day for new content. If you think London is just Big Ben and double-decker buses, think again. There's a hidden city within the city. Nestled within Greater London is a tiny yet mighty area known as the Square Mile. Officially called the City of London, this 1 square mile district is the beating heart of global finance. Home to major international banks like JP Chase, HSBC, and BNP Paribas, the Square Mile is where trillions of dollars flow through every year. It's so influential that locals simply call it the city. From historic landmarks to cutting-edge skyscrapers, the City of London blends old-world charm with modern financial might. When you think of London, remember, there's a lot more than meets the eye. You've just scratched the surface of the world's financial epicenter. Now let me give you the full rundown. You might not know this, but if you go to England, then go to the city that everyone knows is London. There is in London a 1 square mile within the Greater City of London. The Square Mile within the Greater City of London refers to the City of London, also commonly called the Square Mile, because it occupies an area of roughly 1 square mile within the larger metropolitan area of Greater London. It is considered the historic core of London and is primarily a financial district. It is considered the financial center of London. That small area is often referred to as the city or the Square Mile, and it forms the main financial district. Archaically, the urbanized area of London was known as the Metropolis. In common usage, the terms London and Greater London are usually used interchangeably. The international banks, the people in London all know what that means. So when you're living in London and you're going to go into the banking area where all the international banks are, you're getting up and you're going into the City of London. And so there are 2 cities in England. One is called London, which is the Big London or the Greater London. That's the city everybody in the world knows and thinks of. Then there's 1 mile square inside the City of London that's called the City period. The city is a 1 mile square of all the international banks of the world. All the banks of the world have their home offices and their major connections within that 1 square mile in London. So, all of the banking going on around the world is going through the City of London. International banks are financial institutions that operate in multiple countries. Some of the world's largest international banks include JP Chase and Company, a US-based bank with operations worldwide, Bank of America, a US-based bank, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC, China's largest lender with a large domestic branch network and international presence, BNP Paribas, a European bank with a presence in Europe, the Americas, and Asia Pacific, HSBC, a bank that some say is good for expats with high balances, Citigroup, a bank that some say is good for wiring money, Standard Chartered, an international bank, 10 biggest banks in the world. The World Bank Group is another international financial institution that includes several units, such as the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, and the International Development Association, IDA. The Greater City of London. The Greater City of London, where the people live, has nothing to do with the city. It's privately owned by the people who own most of the major banks around the world. If you're a billionaire and don't know about the International Banking District in London and the Swiss account, you're just talking. Wealthy individuals may choose to open Swiss bank accounts for the privacy and security they offer. Swiss banking laws are designed to protect account holder information, making it difficult for third parties to access financial details. Swiss bank accounts can protect assets from lawsuits, creditors, and political instability. Swiss banks offer a high level of privacy and anonymity, which is especially important for people in countries with volatile economies. Swiss bank accounts can be held in multiple currencies, which can help diversify currency risk. Swiss banking secrecy laws can help shield client data from tax authorities. Swiss bank accounts can be expensive and may require large deposits and in-person contact for many transactions. Non-residents of Switzerland must be at least 18 years old to open an account. Swiss anti-money laundering laws require prospective account holders to provide documents to open an account. What is the Crown? The people who own the 1 square mile in London are called the Crown. The term the Crown refers to the monarchy and the government of a country that is ruled by a king or queen. It can also refer to the monarch's office. The Crown is a part of the Parliament of the United Kingdom, along with the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The Crown is a symbol of the monarch's power and dignity. The Crown is used in Commonwealth countries as a name for the monarchy and the state. The Crown's functions are exercised by ministers of the Crown, who are accountable to Parliament. The Crown's role in Parliament includes opening and dissolving Parliament and approving bills. The Crown also informs Parliament of the government's plans and policy ideas in a speech from the throne. The term can be used to refer to the office of the monarch or the monarchy as institutions, to the rule of law, or to the functions of executive, the Crown and Council, legislative, the Crown and Parliament, and judicial, the Crown on the bench, governance, and the civil service. The Queen of England has nothing whatsoever to do with the Crown. There are colonies around the world that the England owns, and they're called English colonies. There are certain places in the world that the English has nothing to do with. They're referred to as Crown colonies, but there is no connection whatsoever between the English and the English Queen. What is Crown colonies? A Crown colony or royal colony was a colony governed by England, and then Great Britain or the United Kingdom within the English and later British Empire. The word Crown is referring to a very powerful secret society of Freemasons. They're called the Knights Templar Freemasonic Order. They're a Freemasonic order out of England. The Knights Templar were a Christian military order. The Knights Templar were founded in Jerusalem in 1118 by Hugues de Payens and Godfrey de Saint-Omer. The Templars were given quarters in a wing of the royal palace in Jerusalem by King Baldwin II, which is how they got their name. The Templars protected European travelers visiting the Holy Land. They were a major part of Christian finance, managing a large economic infrastructure across Europe and the Holy Land. They were among the most skilled fighting units of the Crusades. The Poor Fellow Soldiers of Christ and of the Temple of Solomon, mainly known as the Knights Templar, was a French military order of the Catholic faith, and one of the wealthiest and most popular military orders in Western Christianity. The Knights Templar were accused of worshipping Baphomet, a figure associated with occult and esoteric traditions, during trials in 1307. Baphomet is sometimes depicted as a bearded male head. The Knights Templar were a Catholic religious order of crusading knights who protected pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem. In 1307, Philip IV of France arrested all Templars in France and accused them of heresy, including the worship of Baphomet. After this, the Knights went underground. They're referred to in England by people who are on the inside of the secret society of Freemasons as the Crown, and they own everything, period, including the Queen. Keep in mind, the Templars control 60% of the world's wealth. The Queen must get on her knees once a year. She must get her knees dirty before the secret society of Freemasons in England and bow down on her knees and ask permission to open up the Parliament. In modern politics and history, a parliament is a legislative body of government. Generally, a modern parliament has 3 functions: representing the electorate, making laws, and overseeing the government via hearings and inquiries. She must ask for permission to open up the government of England. She must go on her knees and go before the Lord Mayor of London. She must ask permission to proceed with business for the year in England. The Lord Mayor of London. The Lord Mayor of London is the mayor of the City of London, England, and the leader of the City of London Corporation, the governing body of the square mile dedicated to a vibrant and thriving city, supporting a diverse and sustainable London within a globally successful UK. Within the city, the Lord Mayor is accorded precedence over all individuals except the sovereign, and retains various traditional powers, rights, and privileges, including the title and style, the Right Honourable Lord Mayor of London. One of the world's oldest continuously elected civic offices, it is entirely separate from the directly elected Mayor of London, a political office controlling a budget which covers the much larger area of Greater London. The Corporation of London changed its name to the City of London Corporation in 2006, and accordingly the title Lord Mayor of the City of London was introduced, so as to avoid confusion with that of Mayor of London. The legal and commonly used title remains Lord Mayor of London. The Lord Mayor is elected at Common Hall each year on Michaelmas, and takes office on the Friday before the second Saturday in November at the silent ceremony. The Lord Mayor's show is held on the day after taking office. The Lord Mayor, preceded by a procession, travels to the Royal Courts of Justice at the Strand to swear allegiance to the sovereign before the justices of the High Court. The Lord Mayor's main role nowadays is to represent, support, and promote the businesses and residents in the City of London. Today, these businesses are mostly in the financial sector, and the Lord Mayor is regarded as the champion of the entire UK-based financial sector, regardless of ownership or location throughout the country. As leader of the Corporation of the City of London, the Lord Mayor serves as the key spokesman for the local authority, and also has important ceremonial and social responsibilities. The Lord Mayor is non-affiliated politically, typically delivering many hundreds of speeches and addresses per year, and attending many receptions and other events in London and beyond. Incumbents usually make overseas visits under the auspices of the FCDO. The Lord Mayor, Alistair King, serves as the 696th Lord Mayor for 2024-2025. The Lord Mayor is also assisted by the Venerable Ray Pentland CB QHC as Lord Mayor's chaplain. The British Grand Lodge. The people in which he bows before are called the Crown. They are also referred to as the British Grand Lodge. The United Grand Lodge of England, UGL, is the governing body for Freemasonry in England, Wales, and other areas. It is considered to be the oldest Masonic Grand Lodge in the world. The organization, now known as the Premier Grand Lodge of England, was founded on the 24th of June 1717 as the Grand Lodge of London and Westminster. Originally concerned with the practice of Freemasonry in London and Westminster, it soon became known as the Grand Lodge of England. It is also called British International World Illuminati Grand Lodge. These guys control not just that 1 square miles of banks in London, but most of all the banks throughout the world. The Queen and her whole team are actually put in place by the Crown. The Crown has nothing to do with the royal family. They are just straw men and front men for the Crown. The people who run England run the world, and they're referred to as the Crown. The Crown is a secret society of Freemasons. They own and control all crowned colonies and crowned banking. They're the people who own and operate what you're calling the Federal Reserve System in America. The Federal Reserve System, also known as the Fed, is the central banking system of the United States. It was established in 1913 by Congress to create a more stable financial system. The Fed's main role is to manage the country's monetary policy and banking system. The British Crown Freemasonic Order, who are a secret society of Freemasons out of England, run America. They run the Federal Reserve, they print your money. They control and organize your banking system in America, and ultimately control the fiat monetary system in your country. Also, they control your religions, your churches, synagogues, and temples. Your whole entire life is ruled by these people, the secret societies who call themselves the Knights of Templar, who are the people who run the 1 mile square. They also control and set up your 10 by 10 square miles in D.C. The original District of Columbia, D.C., was a square that was 10 miles by 10 miles, or 100 square miles in total. This was the size specified by the U.S. Constitution in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17. The Constitution established D.C. as the permanent seat of the U.S. government. The Residence Act of 1790 gave President George Washington the power to select a site for D.C. along the Potomac River. The land for D.C. came from Maryland and Virginia. The original boundaries of D.C. were established in 1791. The original boundaries formed a diamond shape on most maps. In 1846, Congress returned the land south of the Potomac River to Virginia. Congress has the power to change the size and borders of D.C. Sock it to my pocket. This is all about socking it to the Crown pocket. Sock it to my pocket means to give someone a large amount of money, essentially hitting their pocket with a significant sum, using the slang term sock, which means to hit hard. It implies receiving a substantial financial benefit or windfall. This is why you're having all the horrible stuff going on. There's almost nothing you can do about your situation in America until Donald Trump. You can cry about it. You can march and protest. A march and protest refers to a public demonstration where a group of people walk together in a coordinated manner, often along a street or designated route, to express their dissent or opposition to a particular issue, policy, or action, typically using signs, chants, and speeches to convey their message. Essentially, it's a form of organized protest where movement is a key element. Marching and protesting is for suckers. You can complain about it, you can see all the corruption, but there's nothing you can do about it unless you people unite. This is the Get Down. The secret societies of Freemasons in England, affectionately referred to as the Knights Templars. The Knight of Templars control the entire inhabited earth through the flow of money. It's one of the main sources of the world problem. The Knights are the puppet masters of the world's monetary system from the 1 square mile called the City of London. That great city, Revelation 17. The Bible in the book of Revelation talks about when the demons who run this world say that we are a city. In Revelation chapter 17, verse 9 to 18. 9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. 10. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. 11. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. 13. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called, and chosen, and faithful. 15. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues. 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. 17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. The great city is the 1 square mile in the city of London. There are 3 cities, city-states, across this planet that share striking similarities and play a crucial role in the global governmental system we have long been living under. The 3 city-states, along with the role they serve, is as follows: City of London, finance; Washington, D.C., military; and Vatican City, religion. The aforementioned city-states listed above are sovereign corporate entities not connected to the nations they appear to be part of. In other words, the City of London, that is the square mile within Greater London, is not technically part of Greater London or England, just as Vatican City is not part of Rome or Italy. Likewise, Washington, D.C. is not part of the United States that it controls. These 3 cities make up that great city mention of in Revelation chapter 17, verse 17. That great city is Mystery Babylon. That great city is also mentioned of in Revelation chapter 14, verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The other 4 secret cities, or New York City, Philadelphia, Kansas, and Ohio, United States Corporation, and Mystery Babylon. The Bible says that this great city has a kingdom over the kings of the earth. Not just over London, not just over Europe. No, the kingdom of the city actually controls the kings of this world. It's all about money and political power that comes from the creation of money. The Federal Reserve in America is on its deathbed. Why? Because it's owned and operated by that great city of Freemasons in England who has fallen. You need to wake up and get a life and learn for the first time how your government actually works and who actually owns your country. The business is called the United States because this is no longer the United States of America. They no longer use that term legally in law today. This is referred to as a United States corporation. And what is a corporation? A corporation is a legal entity that is separate from its owners and can make a profit, be taxed, and be held liable. Corporations are often large companies that can make and sell products, offer services, or do other things to make money. Corporations are owned by shareholders who can profit from the corporation through dividends and stock appreciation. A board of directors manages the corporation, which you call government. The corporation is liable for its own debts, but the owners have limited liability. This means that the owner's personal assets cannot be seized to settle the corporation's debts. This is a privately owned company, a subsidiary of a far larger and more ancient corporation called the Vatican. Under the Vatican, there is a corporation called the City. It's a Masonic order out of London that controls the banking institutions of this world, like we said. The real New World Order. One of them is the Federal Reserve in Washington, D.C. So, The American people need to wake up and find out that they are nothing more than their products. They are the offspring of the governments that owns them. The United States Corporation is no longer the United States of America. This is not United, but the United States Corporation. It's a company who operates and owns your strawman under contract with your signature and agreement. They took control of your physical body. They own your family. They own your children. They own your wife. They own your husband. They own your business. They own you through contracts. They consider you as chattel property. Chattel property is a category of personal property that can be moved around. It's different from real property, which is land or buildings that are permanently attached to the ground. The United States Corporation owns your body as a security on the New York Stock Exchange. They call it human resource. Human resources are the set of people who make up the workforce of an organization, business sector, industry, or economy. A narrower concept is human capital, the knowledge and skills which the individuals command. Similar terms include manpower, labor, labor power, or personnel. Why? Because Rome, when it dominated Europe, and operated in England out of the city of York, England. That's where Caesar ruled England from. It was Old York. Old York, England, is a historic city in North Yorkshire that was founded by the Romans in 71 AD. It was the capital of the Roman province of Britannia Inferior and the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Northumbria. Old York is a former name for New York City, which was originally called New Amsterdam. The name was used by sea captains to differentiate the two locations until the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Well, today we have a New York, and New York is the center for the New World Order. New York is also where the World Trade Center is located. The United Nations will be based there in the future. It's all English-British international money. It's an incredible betrayal of the human race by the Knights Templar in London. We need to wake up and find out who these people really are, this Grand Lodge of England and how it dominates America's political, economic, and human life around the planet. We are nothing more than pawns in the game, slaves to an ancient secret society out of London. You need to wake up and find out who these people are and how it really works. Why are the people of England on their knees? Why was the Queen of England getting her knees dirty with these guys? In the 1 square mile great city of London, this is the remote control center for all the international banking systems.